Hey everyone, my name's Jackie Rhodes, and today I'm going to be telling you about the stats that got me into Vanderbilt University. I know how stressful college applications can be, and overall with the college application process, there's so much uncertainty. So as a high school student, I would have loved to know the profile of a Vanderbilt student so that I could better understand my profile and kind of strategize my application to these schools. So let's start off with standardized tests. So I took both the SAT and the ACT in my junior year of high school. For the SAT, I got a 790 on math and a 690 on the evidence-based reading and writing, which was a cumulative score of 1480. My goal was to get a score a little higher than that, so I went to the ACT. On my ACT, I got a 35, and the breakdown of scores for this was a 35 on English, a 36 on math, a 33 on reading, and a 35 on science. And then my writing was a 10. So the score that I sent to Vanderbilt was a 35 on my ACT. For SAT subject tests, I took 3 because I was applying to Georgetown and Georgetown asks for 3 subject tests. So my sophomore year of high school, I took the math level 2 subject test and I got a 770. And then after I took AP chemistry my junior year of high school, I took the chemistry subject test and I got a 780. And then I kind of had to figure out a way to get a 3rd subject test for Georgetown. I tried taking a practice test for the French subject and I got a 40% on it. It's good to know that after 7 years of French, I'm really just so good at it. Très bien, as they say. And then I took a literature practice test and I got even lower. I was really feeling good about myself. So I ended up taking the physics subject test right before I started my class in AP Physics C my senior year, and for that I got a 690. Nothing too fabulous, but gets the job done. And for my PSAT, I don't remember what my score was, but I was a National Merit Commended student. I don't know if that's helpful or good to know, but yeah. So on to my GPA. So my weighted GPA that I sent to colleges was a 4.4, and at my high school you could get over a 4.0 if you took AP classes or honors classes. So I thought I'd go through all the classes that I took in high school and kind of how I advanced in the levels of my classes. So in middle school, I took a few classes that counted for my high school GPA, which were French, Algebra 1 honors, and then Geometry honors in 8th grade. So my freshman year, I took honors biology, chorus, English, honors French, global themes, which is like a social studies class, honors Algebra 2, PE, and theater. And then my sophomore year, I took honors chemistry, English, honors French, PE, honors pre-calculus, theater, and honors US history. I still did not take AP classes until my junior year of high school. So then my junior year, I took AP Calculus BC. Let me tell you, that class was hard. Then I took AP Chemistry, AP Econ, which one semester was covering microeconomics and the other semester was covering macroeconomics. And I also loved that class because my teacher in that class is my favorite teacher throughout all of high school. Then I took English electives, which were film and then rhetoric and persuasion, and French honors, PE, and theater again. So for my senior year, I took AP Physics C, story time. So in my school, it was required that you took the regular level class before you went into the AP class. So I had to take honors chemistry or regular chemistry before I went into AP chemistry. You have to take regular physics before you go into AP physics. But I, being the psycho that I am, was like, I need to take AP Physics my senior year because I didn't have the chance to take regular physics my junior year because my classes were all full, and that's on taking choir and theater every year. So I didn't have space to take regular physics, so I couldn't go into AP Physics the next year like the normal person. But I decided that since I am a math and science person, I needed to be in an AP Science class. So I convinced the science faculty to let me take the honors physics final at the end of the summer, and then if I got an 80 or above on it, then I could go into AP Physics. So the entire summer, I taught myself physics, and then at the end of the summer, I took the exam, and I got a B, and I went into AP Physics C. Then next, I took AP Gov, We the People. AP Gov, We the People is basically a class where you learn everything in AP Gov, and then also focus on preparing for a competition. And you basically are writing these essays on a given topic or unit about government-related stuff. And then moving on to English electives, I took Gothic and Horror, and then Shakespeare. Gothic and horror, we literally watched scary movies and wrote scary stories. Then I took multivariable calculus, which is not an AP, but it gave my GPA an AP weight. Then I took French honors, theater directing, and AP computer science principles. So if teaching myself physics over the summer was not enough, I also taught myself the basics of computer science because I thought that I needed to take another AP because I thought that I needed to be in 3 APs. So that actually was very challenging, and I still don't really get computer science. So those were the classes that I took throughout high school. And now diving into my AP scores. So I took 6 AP classes, and the only class that I did not take an AP test for was computer science, because at that point I already knew that I was going to Vanderbilt, and I noticed that Vanderbilt would not accept computer science AP scores, so I figured there was no reason to pay the fee and take the test. So note to seniors who already know where they're going, you can check whether or not your school accepts AP tests in a certain subject and what scores they accept to kind of decide whether or not you want to pay the fee and take certain tests. So I took AP exams for both micro and macroeconomics, because I learned both in my economics class, and I got 5s on both. Then I got a 5 on the chemistry AP exam, I got a 5 on calculus BC AP exam, and also a 5 for my AB underscore. I got a 5 on physics C mechanics AP test, and a 4 on the physics C electricity and magnetism test. And then on my AP Gov exam, which honestly I did not study for, I got a 3, so, you know, it is what it is. So actually, all of these scores, except for the AP Gov one, got pushed into my liberal core at Vanderbilt, so because I took chemistry and physics AP exams and got a 5 or a 4 on them, I didn't have to take any lab sciences at Vanderbilt, which is huge. And that's because I'm in Peabody College, so AP exams are easier to carry into in Peabody. I talk more about that in my other videos. So overall, I took 6 AP classes throughout high school, so nothing too crazy, but I hope it was helpful to know all those. And now moving on to my extracurriculars. So I was really involved in my high school theater group all throughout high school. My theater group was called Staples Players. I was involved in every show from my freshman year to my senior year, and every actor also had to take some sort of technical role, so I also had the opportunity to work kind of behind the scenes. I was the head of publicity for Staples Players, and then a lot of people in this theater group were also involved in an auditioned choir called Orphanians. So I was in this auditioned choir my freshman through my junior year of high school. I was really committed to my theater and artistic extracurriculars, and then I was also the president of a group called Staples Tuition Grants, which is an organization at my school that provides tuition aid to students who came from my high school. And then I think one of the most meaningful things I was involved in was called Grassroots. Grassroots Tennis and Education is an organization in Norwalk, Connecticut, and basically is an after-school program for the underprivileged kids in the housing projects area. This organization's original mission was to give these kids tennis lessons, and then it kind of branched out into giving tutoring help, homework help, that kind of thing. So I came in initially volunteering to tutor, teaching them science and math, and then I ended up actually creating a theater program at Grassroots. So for 2 summers before I passed it on to the next person, I taught a small group of kids from ages 5 to 10 the basics of theater, and together we created a set, learned a fairy tale based play, and kind of just worked on learning how to be creative and grow confidence in yourself. Anyway, it was an amazing experience and one of the most fulfilling things I've ever done in my life. And then I was also the president of the Grassroots Club at my school. So I got other kids at my school to go and tutor and help out at Grassroots. And I wrote my Vanderbilt supplemental essay on my experience at Grassroots and how meaningful it was to me. Well guys, I hope this was helpful. I just want to say that stats really aren't everything. Every person's situation is different, and something that makes me stand out is different than something that makes you stand out. I'm happy to answer any questions if you put them in the comments below. And if you guys want to see more stuff like this, click subscribe. See you guys next time.